So welcome, Miracles, Magic, Healing, and more. It's a really smoky day up here in the Pacific Northwest. I guess all along the whole West Coast, from California up to maybe probably Mexico too, up to British Columbia, Canada. It seems to be happening every year now. So let's see what's going on here. So I'm going to grab this link. So that looks good. Okay. And good, that's muted. So let me just go ahead and send this to everybody on an email. So if you want to watch it anonymously, here it is. Okay. I'm going to send this right now. Okay, so that has sent. So you can look in your inbox when you like. Okay, so welcome to Miracles, Magic, Healing, and More. We have some new people on, and so I'm excited about that. Oh, good. Hey, Ishvan, you're here. Wow, I thought you weren't going to make it. So awesome. So if anybody wants to chat in, there's a little button somewhere either on the bottom or on the top, and for the chat thing and to raise your hands and all sorts of stuff. And in that chat room, there's a little thing that says all panelists. And if you click that button, you can go down and scroll down to all panelists and attendees. And that way everybody can see you. Okay, so Ashvan for not too long. So we'll maybe get to people sooner than later. Let's see, and Sarah, raise your hand. I'm just gonna hear what Sarah has to say real quick before we start. So let's see, and then we'll go ahead and start. There's a lot of really cool stuff today. So hi, Sarah. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hi, Gabriella. Yeah, for some reason I don't hear Sarah. I heard she wanted to raise her hand. Maybe she was just waving. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mute you there. Mute. Okay, so if anybody wants to raise their hand again, they can. Okay, so let's see who's on. Just want to go through and check. So hi, Carrie, Donna, Gabriella, Istvan, Jeffrey, Judy, Sequoia, Julie, Kimberly, me, Nancy, Royce, yeah, and Sequoia. Okay, excellent. All right, so, oh, so Sarah not able to speak. We'll get back and raise the hand in a little bit again, Sarah. And Jenny. All right, excellent. This is going to be so cool. So it's been interesting. This session, last session, a month ago, we talked about the Be Bliss technique, and we use that, and it's a cool way to go to bliss. You know, love plus joy minus cause minus a reason to have it equals bliss. And in bliss, then you can have command of the universe, and you can stuff can happen when you put an intention out there and then let go. So this month I told you about that we're going to go into what do you do when bad stuff happens, or how do you use that, or that was basically the thing. The lead in for this one was what do you do when bad stuff happens, or you want to change something that's not good. So we're going to go with that. So I got your emails, people that emailed me. So thank you for that. And so that's all in the field. And whether you emailed me or not, you're included. Whether you're on live or not, you're included. Even whether you watch or not, you're included. By the time you sign up, it's already done for you. So there's a technology with this matrix energetics where by the time you've asked, it's already answered. You've already been, it's already done. Wow, you might even notice it right now. So what you can do is, for the moment, just put an intention now. Some of you have already emailed me and some of you haven't. And but I know most of you on here, I think all of you. So So you could put an intention and just go, okay, if you could have things just how you want them, what would you like? Like if you could get your work out to the world, if you could shift from what you're doing into something else that you want to do in a smooth way that feels good. If you want a friend's help, a friend that's dealing with a lot of really significant medical conditions and they're going through lots of tough medical treatments, which is happening right now for somebody in our group. If you want business things to happen for yourself, if you want changes for your family, if you want really smooth things to come in with your boyfriend or your new girlfriend, or you want to get your work out to the world, the dancing stuff, the writing stuff, the curriculum things, whatever you want, you can put an intention out there and then just notice what it would be like to have it. If it all came to be, what might you notice? Okay, and I'm going to be giving you something that I've found that seems so simple and so obvious, yet I had never done it quite like this that I'm going to show you later today that is making a really big difference. So I'll show you that in a minute. But for right now, what do you do when things don't go right, or when there's a certain problem, or when there's some irritation that comes up, or some button of yours that gets pushed, or something you want but you just can't quite get it the way you want it, or it's been going on for a long time and it really bugs you? So there's, as I was setting up the space for the session today, I was in my son's Ben's playroom, and it's got all sorts of stuff, race cars and everything, of course. And it's been real smoky, so we've been stuck inside a lot. And there was two things that were right there. One of them was a shoe box of some kind of athletic hiking shoe or something. And it said, on the box, it said, "Find out what's within." And then there was this crane, this plastic crane that he was using there. And the name of the crane, or the thing written on the crane, was Cranky. And so I thought, oh, there's a Matrix Energetics 2-point Cranky, and find out what's within. So there's, we've all heard, or most of us, I think, have heard that idea, like the way through stuff is through the problem. Like, whatever the problem is the way. And that's the answer. That's the opportunity. That's the challenges, the solution. So there's all sorts of talk like that in the spiritual world. And then the question is how to do this. So I'm going to show you a way. I feel like I want to read this Sufi poem. So in this book, The Soul of Money by Lynn Twist, I'm going to read this Sufi poem. I asked for strength, and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to learn to solve. I asked for prosperity, and God gave me a brain and brawn to work. I asked for courage, and God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me people to help. I asked for favors, and God gave me opportunities. I received nothing I wanted and received everything I needed. It's from attributed to a Sufi poet named Hanzar Inyar Khan. So it kind of goes really well with this. So we've heard stuff like this, a lot of us. So how do you do it? So a version of that Be Bliss technique is this thing that's been called the peace process. It's been called the letting go process. It's been called living the questions process. It's been called Vipassana yoga or meditation. It looks like, from what I've seen, the meditation that Buddha used to become enlightened. There's lots of mystery around Buddha, but that's some stuff that I read, and I've seen it from all sorts of people, including this one guy that I consider to be enlightened here in Bellingham. He travels all over the place, and he used it to get over his fear of heights. He was telling me about it, and I was like, wow, that's the same meditation I've been using that I learned from this one guy that he called the peace process. And it's been really big for us and our work and our business and getting out to the world and doing what we want to do. So I'm going to show that to you, and we're going to use it. And it's a thing that I missed for so long. And it's because every time I saw it, when Eckhart talked about it, and Deepak and David Hawkins has it in his book, and and all these different people had it, I just thought it was too simple. In fact, the first time I saw it from the guy I ended up learning it from, he said it, he gave it to me for free as part of some video. And I was like, yeah, it's very simple, very simple. You know, I've got much more advanced technology with my matrix energetics. Thank you very much. You know, so, but then I started using it and it started making a big difference. So we're going to do that. All right. So what you can do, let's go right to it. What you can do is think of something that just pushes your buttons. Like it could be, if you're a road rager from cars, it could be something in traffic. If you're, if it's like somebody makes noises eating and it just bugs you, it could be that. If you're afraid of heights, if the thought of speaking in public really pushes your buttons, if the thought of getting up and trying to sell yourself or your services pushes your buttons, if ideas around wealth or money or rich people, or if that pushes your buttons, if Trump pushes your buttons, if all the injustices of the world, or vaccines, or the GMOs, or just the way the world is, or big pharma, whatever pushes your buttons, if you like, right now, you can go ahead and push that button. Like that's like a bear. You can poke the bear a little bit and get it to move. So I'm just going to hang out here while you guys do that. And I see your message, Sarah. We'll work on that. Yeah, we'll work on that. So that hip, you can think of that hip and the way it limits you and what it's doing and how much attention you're putting on it and all the things you've tried. If it's your friend with the disease that the doctors are working on, you can think about that and her little kids. If it's your business, you can think of all the stuff you got to do, the stuff you know you got to do, the stuff you don't know you have to do. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now we're going to go straight to this thing that's been called many things, the peace process. And it's really simple. The tough part is staying focused on something that's so simple. So now let that go, whatever you're thinking about, and take your attention inside your own body, from your head down to your toes, from your head to your fingers, inside your skin, from your skin inward. And just notice what's happening in your body right now. And while you do this, I'm going to do matrix energetics, and I'm going to do instant miracle, and I'm going to use some technologies to help speed this along for you. And you're going to do a very powerful thing. You're going to use your attention to notice what's actually happening in your body right now. And even though that might seem like, well, that's no big deal, go ahead and just, I invite you just to spend a moment and notice what's happening in your body right now. And if you feel fear or anxiety or irritation, go a little deeper and go, okay, yeah, fear, anxiety, irritation, makes me mad, whatever it is. And then ask yourself, what's happening in your body? What's the physical feeling right now? Like, is it pressure? Is it pain? Is it twisting? The physical feeling. Like if you had to explain what it feels like to a 5-year-old, what would you tell them it feels like? The physical feeling, without the story, without the meaning, without the judgment, without the emotion. Just what does it actually feel like? That's it. That's it. That's it. And as you stay in that attention to what's actually happening in your body in this moment, And noticing whenever you drift off and start to give it a meaning, or you drift off and start to daydream, or you drift off and start to judge it and say, well, that's not much to do, or whatever you're drifting off to do, and you just gently bring your focus back. You don't try to stop drifting off. You just notice you can also bring your focus back and notice what's happening right now in your body. That's it. That's it. And I'll give you words while you keep your attention on the physical feeling in your body. I'll give you words because I like words. I like to know why something might work. Why is it work? You know, it's working, it works. I like to know what might be the reason. And so my feeling on this is that your attention on it, by using your attention is consciousness. It's consciousness. And consciousness then is experiencing whatever that feeling is directly, without the words, without the meaning, without the judgments, without the story. It's experiencing it directly. And then when consciousness experiences it directly and completely, it experiences the whole thing and it runs its course and it's done. Yeah, there you go. You're noticing what's happening in your body right now. And all these stories and judgments and meanings and what happened and beliefs and stuff your parents told you and stuff later that happened to you and all the judgments about it and all the emotions about it, they can all be tied to one feeling. So that when your consciousness, when attention notices it and lets it run its course by just keeping your attention on it, when it runs its course, then it's all done. And when it's all done, all the story, the meaning, the judgment is done. And what happens is then you have all that attention freed up. There you go. And while you might be able to intellectually remember, oh yeah, this bad thing happened at this point and this happened here and this happened there, it has no more charge on it. And so then what I've noticed with this is the stuff around that changes, like it might be money things that change or relationship stuff that change or business or money or love stuff. And even stuff that you weren't considering changes. Yeah, there you go. So once you do this now, and you do this as a practice, you'll start to get your own reality in that. Like you'll see like, wow, that's different. That guy didn't treat me like that ever before. Or isn't that interesting? Some money came in. Or had somebody that said, yeah, work, it doesn't seem like I'm working very hard anymore at work or as hard at work anymore. Or it's like people are nicer to me. I'm not understanding what that is. Yeah, so it's really powerful. And the key thing is what's happening in your body right now. And are you okay with experiencing that? If you're okay, right, and you can ask yourself, is it okay for you to feel whatever that physical feeling is in the next moment? And if your answer is, yeah, I can sit with this feeling. I can pay attention to it right now. Then you just keep your attention on it, just like you're doing right now. That's it. And my experience with this is even a long-standing big problem that repeats itself over and over again, even through generations, can shift in a matter of moments, just in one session. Sometimes in 1 or 2 sessions, 2 or 3 sessions, but many times in one session. And you'll know it because there's no more charge on it. And other times, a simple problem might seem to take a few weeks. I'm not sure what that's about. But yeah, just let's keep your attention right on what's happening right now. Wow, that's awesome. Happy in the body. It's awesome, Gabriella. Wow, that feels awesome. And some of you might be feeling stuff that you wouldn't say is bad. Like it doesn't feel like angst. It doesn't feel like an irritation. It feels happy in the body or somehow feels good or pleasurable. What you can do is also check in and just ask yourself, what's happening in your body right now? So the good stuff, you can feel the good stuff. The doorway that we're using today is any of the angst things. Like any of the stuff that pushes your buttons, any of the stuff you want more than anything, but it just bugs you that you're not getting it yet. And then you notice, wow, just what is happening in my body right now? And just staying with that. Wow, that feels great. Good work, everybody. And now you might want to just think about that angst thing or the thing you were thinking about at the beginning of the hour. And then see if there's still a charge on it. Is there still a charge on it? Is there still a button around it? Does it still bug you? Does it still cause some kind of pain in your body? Just going to check in. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. You can chat in. Thank you for those of you that have already chatted in. I'm going to go to Sarah right now, and let's correct everything around that colon now, which affects the hip. And then run that through that. Okay. Let's see. Lots of yawning. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's that. Thank you for that, Nancy. One of my teachers, when he has this yawn that happens, and he calls it the instant miracle, and it's something that just comes through him. And so you guys might have your own version of whatever that is. It might be a yawn. It might be a big breath. It might be some sort of like woof that just runs through you. You'll have your own description of something. Healing a headache. Awesome. Someone gently working on my intention going into today's sessions and has to be healed, and it feels like a gentle psychic surgery. Awesome. That's funny. That's so funny. There's something that's happening that's really, really cool. Because in my feed, my chat stuff that's telling me what people are saying, it looks like I'm responding, but I haven't been typing anything in. So that's interesting. That's awesome. Okay, so now, so let's see. So let's do this. We're going to use copies, Windows. I love you. Okay, so there's something that I saw in a book. It's Og Mandino's book. Really good book. Salesman book. World's Greatest Salesman book, I think. Somewhere around here. And he had a thing that he put in there that I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm going to do that. And I started doing this thing, and it's been quite interesting. The relationships that are developing and the people I'm meeting around town and the way it's going, it's like even more of a connection with people, really heartfelt connections, heartfelt conversations, lots of opportunities, lots of really cool stuff coming. So I'm going to just go ahead and share it. So you can try this if you like. And what you can do is you might even put it on a little piece of paper just so that it reminds you, or some kind of little thing in your pants to remind you, little piece of paper with it written down. So you go, oh yeah, that. But I don't do that. It's just, I remember it sometimes and sometimes I don't. And it's real simple. So what you might do is whenever you see anybody, silently and to yourself, you can think and silently to yourself say, I love you. And it doesn't have to be dramatic, and it doesn't have to have any kind of stuff to it. It's just looking at somebody, in their eyes, or in looking at them. You can be passing them in the street. You can be at a restaurant and it's the person sitting next to you, or the wait person, or it can be a little kid riding a bike, or it can be your boss, or somebody walking through the office, or a client, or whatever. You can just start to get in a bit of a habit and think to yourself, I love you. And the I love you is not part of the peace process. It's something from a guy named Og Mandino. It's where I read it and it just made sense. I mean, it makes sense. It's like you'd think I would have heard that somewhere else, but I like to tell people where I get stuff. And yeah, so it's just something I've been doing, and it's all in the field here. So what might it be like that everyone you meet, 5 minutes before you get there, there's a copy of you looking at them silently to yourself saying, I love you. So that's installed for you. So that by the time you show up, it's already done. And yet you can still remember to say that to yourself here and there and more, but it's already done. Copy of you, 5 minutes before you get anywhere, looking at each person and silently to yourself saying, I love you. Wow, that feels awesome. Wow, that feels awesome. Now, a lot of stuff that I'm kind of sending your way, but so I'll just review for a moment. So whenever any kind of angst shows up, any kind of thing that shows up, it's like bugs you, you can use this peace process. And the main thing is what's happening in your body right now. And then just using your attention, just keep your attention on it. It might be a thing you do every morning for 5 minutes or half an hour or an hour of just pull up all the stuff or some of the stuff that bugs you. And then just let that go and just feel what happens in your body and keep your attention on whatever's happening in your body. You might go through a bit of like, golly, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes feeling this pressure in my chest. Is this doing anything? But it is. So it's a really cool meditation. Well worth the time. And like we started off today, you can think of what you want, your deepest desires, like the house, the home, the new home, your work in the world, your curriculum, your way to work with people, your community, the way you want life to be. And you think about that. And then you ask the same question, what's happening in your body right now? Because funny, you're thinking of this wonderful reality that you're creating, and yet you think about it, and maybe you start to feel a pressure in your chest. And it's like, why would I feel a pressure, something not feeling so good when I'm thinking of this wonderful stuff? So perhaps it's what's in the way. It's the challenge. It's the opportunity. So you use this super powerful technology of just keeping your attention on whatever showed up, whether you're thinking of your desired reality, or you're thinking of some button that irritates you, or you're just going through life and then something actually does irritate you. Your button gets pushed. Then maybe you can do it right then. Maybe you have to wait 5 minutes or half an hour or the end of the day and go, oh yeah, that thing that happened, that pushed my buttons. And then you go ask yourself, what's happening in my body right now? And sit with it for 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, a lot of gold there. I feel that Sufi poem is like, here's how you can do this. It's like whatever challenge, whatever problem, whatever irritation, whatever is just like seems to be in the way, there's the door. And the door will show up as, oh, here's this physical sensation in your body. And then the way through it is to keep your attention on it and just be with it. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to make it go away. You're just giving it space and letting keeping your attention on it. Isn't that wild? So simple. And I can tell you guys are all doing it because I can feel it. Another time that you might catch yourself or might catch some kind of thing is like you see it in your friends easier than yourself sometimes. At least that's my experience. Like, friends that talk about money a certain way, like that's too expensive. That's wrong that person charges that much. I always try to get things on sale, which is okay. It's great. But you'll start to catch like these limiting beliefs around money, or that ways that guys are, if it's a dating thing and it's like, da 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 da. And you'll start to catch words that come out of your mouth or your friends' mouths that you normally in the past might have just gone, yeah, that's how it is. And then, so what we can do is if those were beliefs and thoughts were useful, if it helped things, it's like, wow, let's think like that and let's talk like that. But it seems like they're not even useful. They're kind of counter useful. So what we can do is when you think or see or hear those kind of things, you can go, oh, look at that thought. Look at that belief. Look at that. And see if you have any of that going on in yourself. And then the remedy is what's happening in your body right now. Wow, this is awesome. I think you guys are feeling really good because that's how it feels. So that's the peace process. It's been called many things. Yeah, it's Vipassana. It's definitely Vipassana. Let's see. Sarah recently began working with holding positive love or specific energy while observing. I think its key is neutrality while looking at. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's like, so you can send it positive energy, positive love, but is it unconditional love? Because it's like you're not trying to change it, and you're not trying to send it love to make it better or to make it okay, but you can send it unconditional love. And then the key is to whether it feels like really cool love energy or it feels like then just feel what's the physical feeling in there. The pressure, the twisting, the tightness, the throbbing, the pain, and stay with whatever that is with your attention. Whoa, there you go. Wow, that feels awesome. But yeah, I think it is Vipassana from what I've read. I didn't learn it from a guy from that model, but then I found out about it and I went back and looked at that, and it sure seems like that's what it is. I learned it from a guy that is my business coach, one of my business coaches. Business is another really good way to, in whatever this is, further down the enlightenment or spiritual road. Business and money and love relationships, family, those are really good windows because they can push your buttons, And but I learned this from my business coach, and he went from food stamps, being really lots of insecurities and being raised poor for generations and lots of abuse in his family. He went from that to a really wonderful life with a beautiful family and a business that he can share with a lot of people and show people like me how to get my work to the world. And he makes $5 million a year. So it's like when I saw this guy, I was like, wow, what is he doing? And he said that when he muscle tests, he felt like 92.8, and his name's Christian Michelson. I'll give a link to his launch that he's in right now when we finish up. But he feels that 92.8% of business stuff and figuring out that business stuff is this inner game work that we just did. That's what he feels. And I have to tell you, I've tested it. I've checked it with my matrix energetics assessments, and it does feel like 92.8%. But you can check for yourself. It's at least the great percentage of it, I think, is the inner game work. Our fears, our limiting beliefs, our thoughts about stuff is the main thing. But that other 8% or so, how to do a website, how to go out and talk, get email things going, all that stuff is still super important. And I think you've still got to do it. At least that's my feeling. But but the inner game is really big, and all the business stuff, all the relationship stuff, all the health stuff are great windows to go see what pushes your buttons, and then use the inner game. So let me see what this one says. Cool. There's a lot of people that are using Vipassana. Yeah, being neutral promotes change. So, and that's the other part. I've had people tell me to be neutral, like be okay with it, be okay without it. But it's like I was trying to do it in my mind. Like I was trying to be okay with how bad things were, and trying to let go and be okay with it. And Matrix is really cool because you put this attention and then you let go in a very specific way, and then the universe gets to show you how cool it is. This way is a really cool process because instead of trying to be neutral or trying to be okay with something that doesn't feel so okay, you just keep your attention on the physical feeling and it'll run itself out, and then you'll be neutral without having tried to be neutral. So that was my experience. Okay, let's see. Wow, these are awesome comments. No wonder it feels so good. You guys have done a lot of really good work. Yeah, that space, the Buddhist space. Great, no wonder. So frequency 19 is here. Okay, so I'm going to check on everybody and let's do some stuff. Let's work on people. And when I do work on one person, everybody else has a shift, whether you're watching live or later. And if you want to share, anybody that wants to share, you can raise your hand and only share what you want to share. It's included whether you say it or not, but we'll look for a window in to shift stuff. And I'll use Matrix Energetics and Instant Miracle and anything else that I can, give you stuff to do in the real world and whatever is useful. And let's see what we can help people with. So whoever wants to raise their hand is free to do so. And if nobody does, oh, there's somebody. Let's see. We're going to try to get to everybody. I think we got plenty of time. 1, 2, and 3. Who is this? I got to see who this is. Because this one makes me go, who is this? Okay, so I'm going to unmute this one that says MM.
Oh, is that me?
Who is that?
Oh, it's Jenny.
Wow, Jenny, you're like a magician.
Jenny in Kentucky, yeah.
You were like magic. You know how it shows up in my thing?
What?
It says miracles, magic, and healing.
That's so odd.
And so I was like, how am I typing this in?
And I'm writing all those kooky things. Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. I love it when technology shows you that things are wavier than we think. So
I know.
Cool.
I know. And I get glitchy technology all the time, my vibration.
This is cool. So let's see. So everybody gets a huge shift. No wonder it's like everybody gets a huge shift. It's showing us. It's like, so, okay. So yeah, Jenny, tell us anything you want to share about something that pushes your buttons or something you want or anything that can be done for you.
Well, I would really like to work. It's more of a physical thing. I mean, I could get into some other stuff, but my nervous system is just so all over the place. And my moods, I'm having terrible mood swings. And it's affecting my work ethic and my motivation. And I have lethargy. And so.
And tell me some of the moods that you get.
Well, I've been having where I'm overly happy and then I'm agitated, sometimes rageful even. I know I sound awful, but.
No, it's okay. You just, and share only what you want. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, so it's that uncontrollable rage. Like you just.
Yeah. And I just feel like it's my nervous system just needs to be calmed down. That's why I was asking, I always come in with an intention with these things. And I was asking my, higher self to, use this as more of a healing session. And that during that first part, it was amazing because I was getting all this definite downloads,
Like downloads, like what do you mean by downloads?
When you were saying, go into your body, and the thing that came up for me was a lot of stuff that gave me that kind of tight feeling. And then I thought about racism, which is really driving me nuts. And of course, everyone, because it's just I didn't know it was as prevalent as it was, anyway.
Yeah.
So that really gripped me. And then I just was allowing the feeling to travel through my body and giving it space, and my attention, and not judging it. And it was almost like it was going through some kind of healing process. It was really intense. And it's happened before when I have tuned in and done this with you a couple times before. It's just very intense for me for some reason. And I'm not like a great meditator or anything like that, but it's able to really get me into it more than other methods.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's so cool because it's so simple, and it's not like a meditation. You're just paying attention to a physical feeling that's already there.
Yeah.
Cool. This is already shifting for you. Ask a question. Let me see.
Yeah.
Do I need this question? I might not even need this question. I'm going to do this first because what I notice, this is pure matrix energetics. So what I notice is an octopus. There's a really cool octopus that was in Bellingham. There's a little aquatic center where they rescue hurt animals and then release them back when they're well. And there was this octopus there that had been tangled up in some fishing net, and so they had it there, and it was rehabilitating, and they named it Pallades. So it was named Pallades.
Right.
And so we would go visit Pallades, and I didn't realize how smart octopuses are. They're really smart.
That.
And
Yeah.
they tell jokes, and they do pranks, and they do all sorts of stuff. Like Pallades kept trying to would do funny things and then pull the person in that was trying to feed him. And then there's octopuses turn different colors depending on if they're scared or if they're sleeping or if they're really happy or if they're joking around. So I'm going to take this octopus and I'm going to turn it to a color that would be really useful for you. So let's see what feels good. Here goes. Red. Do I need to know the colors? No. I'm going to just turn it to the color. It's funny. It's definitely activating something in this sweating part of the nervous system.
That would be true.
You feeling something like that over there, huh?
Yeah. But I do that. My hands and feet will sweat.
Okay. I used to do that. Okay. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, let's turn this. Do I turn it this way? I feel like turning it right into this. And everybody else can just relax and notice whatever you notice. If you're unfamiliar with some of the ideas around matrix energetics, that's okay. You don't have to understand it. The cool thing is going to be to notice what's different afterwards. Yeah, so anything else? It's continuing to turn. Do I need to know anything about it? Not really. Just see what happens. Yeah, and I definitely see the eye of that octopus. What do I want to do with this? Let's go around here and just support it back here. That's it. And if you want, you can just relax and just keep your attention on your body and what's happening inside your skin, like what's happening in your body in a real loose, light way, just kind of keeping, you don't have to do that, but you can. And notice what's happening, but it's not, wow. Windows. Yeah, so it's interesting. Still noticing the octopus, but now I'm noticing that something that feels like one of those sensory deprivation chambers where you float in salt water or something like that. Yeah, so I'm just noticing that. And now what do I want to do with this? Oh. And so with matrix energetics, just so if anybody's wondering what the heck is Ralph doing, there's information encoded in all these symbols and these images and stuff. And I don't need to know all the information. But as a human form, it's sometimes hard to keep track of course, it's hard to keep track of all the levels of information that something might have in it. And so for my awareness, it can come in as an image like an octopus, like a sensory deprivation chamber, like a larva, which is what I'm seeing right now. And what do I want to do with that? It feels kind of like the larva is just so funny. It's like the larva is sitting up, kind of like it's been in a sick bed or something. And I'm going to move it over here because I see myself moving it over here. And let's bring this reality here and shift those belief systems, those control issues, the thyroid, the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, correcting for all hypervigilant systems. And this nervous system, like a solar system, let's go adjust this. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Activate. It's so funny. So now it's showing up, and I only say this because it's kind of, otherwise I'd be sitting here silently. But by the time I notice it, it's already done. I'm basically telling you the play-by-play of what I notice as it's changing. And it's showing up as a lot of symbols. And it's showing up as one of those like amulets that somebody religious might wear, like Mother Teresa or, you know, all those kind of like things. Whoa. And a pelvis thing. Pelvis is all about manifestation. And then it comes back to what I saw in the beginning. So I'm going to 2-point that to your colon. Let that go. All of that stuff. Yeah, all that. You don't even know what that is. So now let me recheck. I'm going to redraw 6, 7, 14, 74. 6, 7, 14, 74. Jenny from Kentucky. Oh, that feels good. So what are you noticing over there right now?
Well, when he said that flotation tank, it was funny because before that, it was like I was almost I'm left-handed, but I do everything else with my right hand. And anytime I have issues, it's always on my right side because my right side is making up for my weak left side. Anyway, so I felt like my left side being kind of balanced out. It was really funny, like being pushed up. And then I felt like I was balanced and it felt like I was floating. And then you said flotation tank. So that was really cool. And right now I feel, I feel relaxed. I do. I mean, but I was meditating before. Well, I mean, we were doing that thing before and I was able to get right into that, but.
Cool. Yeah. It's cool. So it'll be cool to see what you notice that's different. One thing in the physical world, how it showed up initially, that I just want to check in with that would be really useful. A couple of things in the physical world. One is to be 100% gluten-free. I'm not sure how close you are to that.
Well, no, I've made these huge shifts in my diet because of necessity almost. My stomach's been so bad. But so I basically am going gluten-free. So I'm almost there and I don't drink milk anymore. So.
Okay. Because the gluten-free thing is a really amazing thing. What I saw in the beginning for you was the right side of your colon. It's called your cecum, the first part of your large intestine, and where the small intestine comes in, the ileocecal valve. And I saw that. And that's the home base of the reflexogenic home base the area that gets affected and has a relationship with gluten, and it breaks down when that happens. And the mental, emotional, spiritual part of the process of that part of the colon is kind of a martyr thing. Like, oh, don't worry about me, I'll be okay. You know, not like in a big martyr way, but I guess it could be. But there's it's not really victim. It's more like, don't worry, I'll be okay. You guys do your thing. So that I saw that shift. But to support yourself in the physical world, when you get to 100% gluten-free, you know, you could send me an email and let me know everything you eat, and I'll be happy to look through it because I can find the hidden places. Because once you get to 100% and find the hidden little places, the research and the medical research shows this, and it's been my experience since about 2003 when we first started finding this, is that if you go 100% gluten-free, some real magic happens. And a lot of the stuff that you think is an irritation, is a rage, is just this gluten-induced stuff. It's even in the medical literature called gluten-induced psychosis. It can get really bad, and gluten-induced schizophrenia, and gluten-induced dementia, and gluten-induced multiple sclerosis. And there's been many cases where it seems to be around 7 to 11% of those kind of diagnoses just go away if somebody goes 100% gluten-free. And so then they call it, oh, this wasn't really that disease. This was gluten-induced version of this. And so it would be a really good way to support you. And I think some of the rage stuff isn't even like anything. It's just like this thing. Yeah. So you can try that. The other part that would be good right now is to eat as much as you can organic. So, you know, maybe you don't have to worry about 100% with that one. But the reason is Roundup is in stuff that's not organic. And Roundup, they just had a lawsuit that they lost. Monsanto did.
Yeah, because I read about that.
Yeah, they found that they actually knew that it caused cancer, and it kills the gut bacteria, which is what makes your happy drugs. You know. Yeah. So if you don't have your serotonin in your gut, you get depressed, and all sorts of stuff happens, anxiety and things, and it causes a paralysis of the gut. So you quit having gut motions. And so, so all sorts of stuff, your gut is what makes you really feel okay with the world and happy. So, so two things that everybody can do, and Jenny, especially right now for this, is 100% gluten-free and organic. But so yeah, email me and let me know what you're eating, and I'll be happy to look that up and show you stuff.
I will, Ralph. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's going to be big. And so
I know. Yeah, and I'm almost there. I feel like, you know, I was eating junk food and stuff when we first met. So I've made a lot of shifts. I don't, you know, so I eat organic, and I only will eat like grass-fed beef or free range.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, but it is hard for me, the bread. So I'm almost there. Thanks so much.
Good job. Ralph. Yeah, okay. You're going to do great. It's like, once you know that data, it'll be easier to make those choices. And I did it in pieces. I did it slowly. I gave up Guinness. Guinness beer was one of my last things to give up. And then before that was New York style pizza from a really good place in San Diego.
Oh, that'll be tough for me.
Yeah. So the combination of pizza and beer on Friday night was like, oh God. But yeah. So yeah, just email me. This will be great.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye. Let me just mute you. It's so cool the way you showed up like that. Let me read everybody's stuff. Kidneys and adrenals are area was pulling and warm. Some energy moved into the left hip. Left hip, cool. Shall I carry on asking questions? That will be the way I think. Let's see. Let me go look at your questions. Great stuff going on in my body. Awesome session. Allow my physical feeling to have its space. Yes. Musculated myself today and 12 negative beliefs. Good deal. I can count 3 consciously, but I have no doubt about the rest. Let's just check. Gabriella. So 1, anything Gabriella wants. Here goes. It's going this way. Let's just turn this. I love radionics. And Rife. And let's create a module for Gabriella right now. There we go. And for everybody else, of course. Okay. Great awe of creation, love, yes. Yeah, not Vipassana about observing with neutrality is pretty magical. Yeah. So, yeah, just keeping your attention on the physical feeling without the story. Okay, awesome. You can keep asking. I'll keep looking at those. Let's go to Carrie. So let me go see Carrie will show up. Okay. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Ralph.
Awesome. Let me turn it up a little bit. How's it going over there?
Pretty good, thank you.
You're welcome. How? What would you like to tell me? Anything you want? Anything you'd like to shift?
Yeah, I wrote down about like 4 or 5 things.
Okay.
Yeah, so this morning, right before the session, I had a headache sort of out of the blue. I haven't had them for a while.
Okay.
And I've been feeling overwhelmed regarding time. I've been having like a little bit of anxiety sometimes when I wake up or just different times, especially if I think about just thinking about things that I need to do. And then would really like some healing in my digestive system. I think I'm 100% gluten-free, but you mentioned to check, more cosmetics and things like that. I haven't done a super thorough search of that.
Okay.
But really, close as I can be right now, I am gluten-free.
Okay. And tell me again, where do you live?
I'm in California.
Oh, right. I remember. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I just want to cover all the bases. Let's see what you. Yeah. So tell me, your water supply. Like, do you drink tap water? Do you have filtered water? What do you do? So
filtered.
What do you filter it with?
It's PUR.
PUR. Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Let me just check in and okay, so let me just see. So and digestive system is the big, like that. I remember you told me that before, that's the first thing you want to solve that.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, let's see. What are the symptoms?
Well, anything from loud noises in my stomach to noises that just don't sound right to symptoms when I go to the restroom.
And anything you can share, or you don't have to share, but anything that you want to tell me about, like, and I know I'm going to see you later on. Anything you want to share about, like, is it pain, or is it what are those symptoms? Or you don't have to share?
No, it's not painful, just different than it used to be before I realized I was gluten sensitive.
Oh.
And then I will get headaches, like if I drink 5 sips of wine or something like that. I've been getting a lot of headaches, but this one today, it just sort of caught me out of the blue because I've really been eating right.
Okay. And okay, yeah, I can see a pattern. So let me go. And you have a headache right now?
Yeah.
Okay. What part of the head is it in?
Pretty much the front of my forehead, from like temple to temple.
Like across, like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just see. Oh, interesting. Okay, so let me just play and see what happens here. So here's the liver. Here's the head. Definitely goes down to the liver. Okay, so I'm going to bring in all the integrative manual therapy for the liver. Technique, templates, blueprints, recovery modalities of creation, IDAP, MPR, CCMH&H, essential body, drainage, NFP, NF holding. Yeah, and we're going to go right through. The liver has 4 parts. 4 compartments, and we're going to go right to the upper, it's like right at that seam where they all kind of meet. We're going to do what's called compartment syndromes and open up some space in all those areas. This is good for everybody. Everybody's liver is good to be worked on. And so there's something in that right upper quadrant. Let me just look at that. It's the big part of the liver. So let's see, the portal vein. Wow, the portal vein isn't going the right way. So did you get constipated at all?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it feels like your sigmoid colon is on the left side, down on the left lower, and it's supposed to let stuff out, but I don't see it letting stuff out. And it's supposed to then filter blood up towards the liver, and then the liver detoxifies it, and then it goes back up to the heart. But it feels like the liver doesn't want stuff to come up, so the vein is the portal vein is what it's called. Portal system is kind of backed up towards the sigmoid, and the sigmoid is having a tough time dumping stuff. So let's install a whole bunch of stuff to help you. So I'm going to bring in all my teachers: Sharon, Tom, Will, David, Kim, Lisa, anybody else, me, Joe, Kathy. I'm going to give you an NFP party, neurofascial process party, all process centers to all process centers, to the sigmoid colon, to the cecum, to the ileocecal valve, to the liver, to the adrenals, to the portal system. We're going to do 501 projects, all sigmoid techniques, templates, and blueprints, all GI, VMET GI, VMET IBS, VMET or MFRA1. Yeah, let's do all the NF holding, descendant phenomenon, mobility templates. Let's do cardiac lymph bypass. Lots of systems in place in the body that when it has too much toxicity, to not let the toxins go up to the brain and the heart, which is smart, except then it causes all sorts of problems down below, like in the GI tract, the pelvis. So now let's expand this out and do everything integrated manual therapy to the cecum, ileocecal valve, ascending colon, appendix, kidney, ureter, bladder, liver, everything to the liver, all the liver blueprints, kidney blueprints, VMET GI blueprints. Yeah. And we're gonna have a big triangle here. We're gonna open that up and bring all that stuff through there, change now. Okay, let me check. So sigmoid, I like it. It's kind of routing it out here. I think that's useful. Dude. Well, that feels better. So now sigmoid feels good. Portal system is still backed up, but it's closer to the liver. Let's do everything for the gallbladder, the pancreas, the pancreatic duct, cystic duct, common bile duct, hepatic duct, hepatic flexure, right kidney, right adrenal, small intestine, activate. Let me recheck. So sigmoid, I like it. Portal system, I like it there. Let's do the cardiac lymph bypass, the manual technique and also the energetic technique. Lymph 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move you over here. There we go. And let's put all of these IMT people treating this here, but you're here. And let's give you a different reality. Dimensions, parallel universe dimensions. Activate. Okay, let me check. So carry. So dude, I like it. There's still something in the liver in the front. Let's do all the infectious disorder techniques, templates, and blueprints. Recovery mortality creation. That's awesome. Carry. More stuff. It's like you're moving. You're moving. Okay, anything else? So sigmoid, portal system, lymph system. Let's open up all the diaphragms, cranial, thoracic inlet, subclavius, Respiratory diaphragm, pelvic floor, pelvic bowl. Activate. Clean up. NFP. Hook you up to the earth. Detox now. Frequency 11. Frequency 4. Ooh. Just so. Bringing in a Goldilocks just right thing. Not too hot, not too cold, not too soft, not too hard. And then, okay, I want to check in 7, 6, 14, 14. 7, 6, 14, 14, Carrie. Tell me, how are you feeling over there?
Well, mostly grateful, like tearing up a little bit.
Cheering up or tearing up? Tearing up. Oh, yeah. But grateful. Mm-hmm. So kind of good tears.
I felt a little cramping in my feet, probably like along like the liver meridian a little bit, but not painful cramping, just like shifting cramping.
Yeah. Detox effects. Let's go. Let's see. Any other detox things? I love detox. Let's do the niacin smart detox with the clear light saunas for seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, all in the next 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Gerson, Price Potter. Let's bring in some bone stock. So I'm going to just do it like this. Grease, guts, grass, bones, sprouts, and pickles. And gluten-free. And then we're going to go in head to toe. I'm going to do a scan. And every time there's a thing that you're getting gluten in, it's going to be a window. And then we're going to activate them all. They're all self-intelligence. So let's go. So Carrie. Oh, and we're going to let go of all lung stuff. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual lung stuff. So grief, sadness, let go of all despair. And again, I'm getting a Goldilocks thing in the transverse plane. So physically just right. Let's hold these guys up and activate. I like it. Let's check sigmoid, portal system, liver, gallbladder, something in the hepatic flexure. So let's do all the type 1s, type 2s, type 3s between the liver and the hepatic flexure of the colon, and all the cleanup. Feels like that part of the colon, it's made a little wall with the liver to protect itself. So let's pull that away and then put some white and golden healing frequencies and lights. Yeah, and all those ligaments that connect the hepatic flexure to the liver area, all of that. There's one ligament right here. Let's do ligament fiber therapy and then correct for that. Open that up, give it a nice, let's just massage that ligament, hepatic ligament. I think it's called hepatic colic ligament. Let's give it a little more space. Right in there, like right behind your ears. And clear. Windows? Okay. Ooh. So now 7, 6, 14, 14, Carrie. Tell me, what are you feeling over there right now?
I'm not sure that, well, okay. I can feel like, how to describe it? I feel like a little lighter in my abdomen area. I honestly do.
Lighter, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it feels really good. Let's connect you up to the essential body of the colon, the cecum, the ascending colon, the hepatic flexure, the transverse colon, essential body of truth, and all clean up. Yeah. And I'm going to check on the Pure filter after this and send you a message and check on it. I would love to see you on making sure you have fluoride-free water. Wow. Okay, so I'll check on that and send you a message. That event horizon activate. You are the event horizon. We'll put a little bunny right there. And then no need for a bunny. Okay. How are you feeling now?
Good. Still, honestly, and I'm very surprised. Like, I've never kind of felt this way, but like really light, like a freeway, and there's just nobody on it. You could just go zipping. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When you get the lymph system cleaned up and the liver is happy and everything's flowing right, the elimination is out, the stuff that's supposed to go through the liver and then back up to the heart is right. It's like, yeah, you get lightness, more energy, more even energy, all sorts of things that you thought might have been mental, emotional stuff isn't there because you're just clear. Let's just, anything else with clear? Let's do, I'm going to put a whole ring of these guys around you for detox and harmonize, frequency 3. Even from birth, from conception, actually. Ooh, awesome. Yeah, that'll be cool to see. Do you feel pretty good now? Can I?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So raise your hand again if you want, and I'll check in on you. I'll check in on everybody at the end too.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, let me see. There's a message here that's in red. What is that? Let's see. Grateful, grateful, grateful. You're welcome. You're welcome, Gabriella. You're welcome. Me too on the gut and digestive. Awesome. It's cool how one person, you work with one person on this and everybody can have a shift. Too much copper from nuts plus a multivitamin. It's interesting the epiphanies you might get. I'm feeling pretty good too. Very cool. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see what's going on. So it looks like Jeffrey is the man. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to go to Jeffrey. This is so cool. Okay. Hola, Jeffrey.
Hi, Ralph. How are you?
Really good, man. How is Southern California? Is it smoky down there?
No, it's good.
Golly, that's so good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I'll just it's smoky up here.
Oh
okay.
No.
That's okay. We got a really good house. That was an interesting thing. For people that don't know, we went through such a turmoil with this house. We actually had to sleep outside for a long time and spend a lot of money to fix it. But one of the things we did when we fixed it, we sealed it completely, all these different systems, and then had this system in place that we puffed it out. This one company installed these systems that puffs it out. So the air is puffed out so it doesn't let air in. And it's got an air exchanger that lets air in and then filters it and then lets it back out. And with it comes an air conditioner and a heater and everything. And it's hooked to our solar. So we put all this in because we were having such toxicity issues in the house and had to fix a lot of stuff up. And now that there's been smoke the last few years in the summers, it's really like we've made our house where it's actually healthier than the outside, which is like, if we didn't have all that problems, we wouldn't have gone to such great lengths to like fix this house in such a way that was so secure. And now that it's like smoky out there, we have a house that we can live in. It's kind of wild. So anyway, I don't know why I said that, but yeah. So Jeffrey, it was cool to hear your email about your new home and everything else. Tell me anything you want and what you would like.
Well, there's the whole thing of getting the new home ready, letting go of stuff that doesn't fit in there. Also I had a couple of interesting emails about some job possibilities in the behavioral health world. So I got like 3 emails this weekend of these kind of jobs that would be moving up. I don't know. And then the other thing that kind of comes up, I'm actually involved in that Monsanto Roundup lawsuit because of getting cancer a couple times on Grandma's farm.
How did you get involved in that?
I mean, I had 2 bouts of lymphoma, and I spent a lot of time on Grandma's farm. So there's some question on how that was connected.
And so you're actually talking to the lawyers, and you're part of a lawsuit too?
I am.
Is it a class action lawsuit, or I'm just curious?
It is.
So there's a class action one. Yeah, I heard there was a LA law firm and a San Francisco law firm, and I don't know who else is like in on all this. Some good people, good lawyers doing good work. Wow, good work, man. Wow. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I can see something, some windows. Anything else you want to tell me so far?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe some a little bit too, but yeah, it feels like a big cycles going on with this move, and maybe some other potentialities on more income, and so I'm just kind of really excited about this. It feels like there's this whole set of possibilities that's opening up. And
okay.
So some support and connecting to, some good things would be awesome.
Okay. Awesome. I got a total window into this. So, wow. Yeah. Wow. So what I notice is, it's like one of the things I see is this strong connection to like they all go straight to spirit. Like usually I see this type of drawing that I just noticed when it's like done. When it's like, oh, there it is, it's connected to spirit. That's it. But what I notice is, and also I notice it's like, where's the little arrow? There's usually like a little. I get a little arrow, like a line with a little arrow at the top, and it just got the line. And so, oh, where's the little arrow? And so then I come down here, and there's a bit of a quivering lip thing that I feel like is really old, and the job possibility thing. This is really big. So I'm going to go frequency 19 and right back. It feels like, I don't know, maybe too many words, but like way, I don't know. I'm not going to put any words on it. It's here. And so I'm going to just notice this. Oh, I see. Yeah. So, okay, this is awesome. Because what I'm going to, instead of me trying to move this to where I thought I was going to be moving it to, I don't know if you can see me. I'm going to go down here, right here. And what you can do, and everybody can do, it's a great thing to do now, is to, if there's any kind of like new business you're doing, and I know a lot of you, that's it. It's like you've got a new business you want, a new healing practice, a new curriculum, new stuff, cool things, new possibilities, the chance for big money, doing something, but it's scary, or some other things would have to shift, or how is it going to work if you don't have another income stream that's from all these different things. And so you can just think of anything you want, anything that's your thing right now. And Jeffrey can just think of the job possibilities and the money. And if you didn't need to know how, and you don't need to know how it's going to happen, but any of the stuff that might cause a nervousness or concern or quivering lips, or like, there's a really old pattern here. And I think it's old because I'm like way down here. So I'm just going to go. It's down here. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. I'm going to do what I do. So I'm going to go right down to where it is. So let me change my microphone. Go right down to where it is. So here we go. It's down there. Yeah, it's down there. And I don't know. I don't need to put words on it. Wow, this is cool. And so if you guys want to just like stay present to whatever's happening in your body as I'm kind of bent over here, way down in this spot. Oh my, matrix energetics. Wow, I'm going to leave a copy of me there. That feels really good in that I don't feel like I even have to pay attention. Anyway, I'm going to that's good. That's good. Let me just hang out. Wow. Mm. Mm. It's all the all the quiet time. It's just that I don't have words to describe. I have words that I feel like I could start to say something about it, but then every time I do, it's like it's deeper than that. So I honor that, and I'm not going to just, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You guys can notice what you're noticing in your body because this is cool. This is cool. So while this goes on, what you might want to do is without a judging kind of thing, just notice when your friends and acquaintances and coworkers and people, and then you'll start to notice it when you do it too, is when there's limiting beliefs or thoughts or judgments or criticisms or concerns or worries related to money. That's a big one. Yeah. Or anything else, relationships, health. Wow, that's big. And then when you have any kind of like thoughts, beliefs, things that show up, friends, family, coworkers, yourself, then you can just go, look at that belief, that those words, the way I just said that, or where they just said that. It's like, oh, that's an interesting belief, isn't it? About whether it's money or relationships or stuff. And then you can just go, oh, maybe I won't want to believe it quite like that. But yeah, besides that, the things that this session showed up as at the beginning was the question to ask is what's happening in your body right now? So whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, any kind of button that shows up, any kind of thing that pushes your buttons, any kind of angst, any kind of anger, any kind of fear, any kind of anxiety, any kind of event, any kind of email you got to answer. It's like a person you have to meet, or it's like idea you want to do, or it's like anything that causes you angst, or your desired life. You're dreaming, you're feeling what you want, you got it. And then you look inside your body and you feel this ache or this pain or this tightness or this twist or this thing. It's been called Vipassana. It seems like that's what it is. But just you can spend your attention on just feeling it, just being with it. Have a practice where you wake up in the morning, you go to bed at night, certain times of the day when you're like, okay, I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to think about some of the stuff that bugs me. And then you let that go. And then you go inside and it's what's happening in your body right now. And just stay with it, stay with it. It might be the same spot for a few days, like a rib that feels achy, or a chest that hurts, or pressure, or a gut that has a certain pain or thing in it. Or it might be different ones every single time. and you just notice whatever is happening. Just put your attention on it, and just kind of make that a practice for a while. Till next time, email me with any questions. Ooh, and let me know what you noticed doing it, and also notice what you noticed after this session. Email me with what you guys are noticing. I love to hear what's happening. And then the other the thing that I've been loving, and you can try it if you like, is and there's already a copy of you 5 minutes ahead of you wherever you are that's done this for you, that's gone through and looked at everybody around and said, I love you, to every person that you're going to interact with. But you can also do it as you go through the day, and just each person, just look at them in the face, or if it's not a good custom to look in somebody's eyes in your part of the world, you can just kind of know you're kind of checking in with them, and then just think and say, I love you, to yourself. And it's really pretty cool what starts to show up. So you can try that. So I'm going to just check in with Jeffrey. That just feels really cool. But tell me what's happening over there, Jeffrey.
Well, I was tracking some interesting sensations down in my front left abdomen, but then the rest of my body just feels amazing. So I had kind of floaty and these really interesting waves going through my chest. Had a couple neck vertebrae that aligned and popped.
Awesome. Yeah. And what I notice is it's just showing up I'll just say it. I see it's my sign, one of my signs for stem cells. And stem cells can then do anything, right? They can become any cell in the body, and they're really big for healing. And I got my sign for that. And the line that goes up to spirit now, I still see those lines, but one goes this way and one goes that way. And they've got the little arrows on them. I'm going to show you my line. Yeah, so.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that feels really good. That's my symbol for stem cells.
Very cool.
Because it's just funny. Perfect calm. Okay, that feels good. Let me see. When you think of job possibilities, making quite a bit more money, and that jump to a different way of working and living and having money, when you think of all that in this moment, what do you feel?
Tingly sensations in my chest, and then a little bit of tightness back in the neck.
Okay. The tingly, does that feel good or bad, or just neutral?
It feels really good.
Okay. And then the neck feels, what does the neck feel?
Well, there's just a little bit of tightness.
Okay. Go into the most intense part of that tightness. And if anybody else has anything else that's left as far as a physical sensation, let's all just go into whatever you're feeling right now in your body. I'm going to just take this and yeah, there you go. Frequency 10, frequency 5. And yeah, a different way to grab you by the scruff of the neck, like a mother cat with her kitten. There we go. Let's land you right here, and let's iron this thing out. Here we go.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it showed up like an iron, and I just finished ironing it out, and I unplugged it and turned it off. And what are you feeling over there right now?
Just lots of really positive energy in my chest, and kind of this feeling of excitement. Excitement.
And where is that excitement in your body?
Right around the center of my chest, and then radiating out to both arms.
And so go ahead and go inside and notice that excitement feeling, and get kind of curious about what does it feel like? What's the physical sensation there?
So if I really try to track in the physical, there's right in the center of my chest, there's a swirling sensation, and it feels cylindrical, and it still feels good.
Cylindrical and swirling. Okay, put your attention right there. Just experience that. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to make it bigger or do anything. You're just noticing it. That's it. That's it. Oh. And what's happening now?
So that's kind of dissolved. It turned more. There was more of a corkscrewing sensation, and then it felt like it went in with itself, and now it's just kind of dissolved.
Okay, and when you think of the jobs, the possibilities, the money, the change in the way money shows up, when you think of that in this moment, what do you feel?
Still, so I'm back in the chest. I'm a little bit off of midline, and there's just a little bit of a sensation there.
What would you call that sensation? Like, what's it feel like?
There's a turning. I don't have real good words here. So
that's okay. You don't need words. Okay, so perfect. So big shift. So if it's big shift, doesn't feel like there's anything else to do. So it'll be cool to see what you notice in the world. You know, how it shows up for you, what feels good, what happens. Let me know, of course. And yeah, it's awesome.
I've definitely got that sacred space thing going over here.
Yeah,
where
me too.
Just feels super still.
Yeah, that feels great. And so it's okay to then spend some time just observing it. Like, you know, getting curious about that sacred space. Like, what does it feel like? And it's like, oh, it's moving, it's pulsing. It's like doing this thing. Wow, I feel it. And then you'll be walking around and just minding your own business. And you'll go like my experience is that it's like, oh, there it is. I wasn't even trying to do anything. Whoa, dude. Yeah, that feels great.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, man. Yeah. So keep us posted. Let me know, you know, send me an email about how everything going, and I'll talk to you real soon.
Okay.
Besides
thanks.
that, you're welcome, man. Okay, let me see. Okay, it looks like everybody is good. Okay, so we went over, but it all felt really good. Let's see. Now I have this extreme heaviness in both my legs. Awful. Not good. Can hardly walk from. Who is that? Gabriella. Please help me get rid of this heaviness. Almost pain. Let's just see. Gabriella. Everything Gabriella wants. Detox now. chat in, Gabriella. Tell me how you're doing over there. Better now. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, it's correct for all any other physical stuff in the pelvis, pelvic floor, pelvic bowl, hips, and legs. Whew. Good. And reset those hips. Okay. Yeah, let's just hang out for a moment. Better now. Awesome. Good job. Okay, email me if anybody needs anything. Good deal. All right, everybody. You'll get a recording in your inbox. You can watch it again. You're all very welcome. It's been really, really cool. Amazingly good. So if you have any questions about any of that stuff, that what's happening in your body technique, or I love you silently to other people, or anything else, let me know, and let me know what you notice that's different. And I will see you guys in a month. I think from what it's showing up right now, I think we're going to just work on a bunch of people, not just, but more of a single, do a bunch of people in a row next month. So I'll see what else shows up, and I'll keep you posted. All right, everybody. Bye now.